Hello and welcome to I've forgotten the name.
That is the worst. I mean, you
It's
lack
not-
charisma.
It's not as bad as your. There's a difference between lacking charisma and being tired
forgetting names.
and forgetting names.
Okay, I'll let you off only because you've been ill recently.
Yes,
So I'll let you off on that case.
we're playing What's Cooking Doc again. Skip that. Everyone knows.
Yeah, we missed out a load of the of stuff because we didn't have the right abilities, but now we do.
Like, it's a good thing that it does that in this game. In all games, I like it when it does that. You have to go back to go forward.
Yeah, but the problem is it doesn't remind you that you have to go back. That's what's annoying. So it's like, oh, I don't have enough clocks. So then you've got to traipse around and try and find a level where you haven't got all the clocks. And then you've got to try and find where those clocks are so you can run through an entire level. And some of the stuff in this game is just so secretive that it doesn't even give you a clue. I mean, comparing it to something like Lego Star Wars, you know, you've got the mini kits in the Lego Star Wars games. I haven't really played any more of the Lego games, so I can't really compare it to anything else. But did you ever play the Lego games, George?
I've played a couple of them. I'm not a huge fan. They're alright.
Do you remember like the mini kits, specifically from the Star Wars games? You had to collect 10 per level, and they were all hidden. Yeah. But you could actually buy with the in-game money. You could actually buy a cheat that shows you where they are.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean.
Whoa!
You know, kick it. And that's what I mean. You can't really know where to go because it doesn't really tell you. And that's all well and good for people like us who are sort of an older, well, not an older, but sort of more of a mature audience. But we got to remember, this game's for children.
Yeah, I don't see how they would have found these. If I'm honest, we're struggling playing it now.
And I'm a 21-year-old man.
I know part of the joke of our series is that it's let's attempt, and not let's play.
Yeah.
You know, showing we're pretty terrible. But if we're honest here, I do not see how we could possibly, well, not how we, but I don't see how kids could complete this game with ease.
That's why I never got past it, because I just couldn't do it. Is my window? Yeah, they are.
Oh.
I could not finish it.
Why did I do that? That's probably my problem with the game. The problem is, it's nostalgic and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I think the PS1 let it down for kids. I'd say the PS1 was probably should have been more aimed towards students. I would say because it was something to do.
Yeah.
But if I'm honest, I can't imagine what it would have been like in those days.
Well, it's exactly what I said though. I mean, it's. I'm not saying don't have a challenging game. That's all well and good. I don't mind the whole secret things, but you've got to look at it from when this game came out. I was 9 years old when this game came out.
Yeah.
I'm having a bit of a hard time doing it at 21 years old. That's like what, 12 years difference, and I'm still struggling. So, God,
I know.
So that's what I mean. You know, it's just like if you're gonna make a game aimed at kids, do it so that kids can do it.
Yeah, don't make it just so. Give me that carrot back. Just don't make it so ludicrously difficult.
Yeah.
It's just this game is. It's not impossible.
It's not impossible, but it's a lot more difficult when. And you've got to look at it. I mean, I know it's funny having like a 21-year-old and a guy in his late teens arguing and getting, oh my god, this is so hard. But you've got to remember, this is a game aimed at children. If we're having a hard time of it at our age, something just fell over outside.
That was me. I was going to say something about it. Well, the thing is, right, nowadays, games aimed at children, they're not as good.
Games aimed at children? I don't know, I think... I would disagree, because I think games like Lego Star Wars...
Oh, no, yeah, no, sorry, that sort of thing's fine, but most of them, on the whole, it's stuff like... It's either there's two ends of the scale, and this is not including. Lego Star Wars is in the middle. But there's two ends of the scale. You can either go for the SpongeBob, which basically rots away your brain because it's terrible in every way, Or there's the other end of the scale, which is like an educational game, which are usually pretty boring. And the thing is, I think in those days, this would have been really entertaining. This is like well, it's the equivalent to Lego Star Wars, and so is Toy Story and stuff like that.
Mm.
And the thing is, it's actually entertaining, but at the same time, it makes you think about the puzzles and stuff like that. But I just think this is a bit too far the wrong way. I don't think any kid would have worked out where half the stuff is. I mean, that, for instance, that golden carrot in the waterfall, no kid would have worked that out. No one would have figured that out. Half this stuff, and I promise you, we haven't actually watched a proper Let's Play for this game. We wanted to try and complete as much of it as possible without help. Which we've done, actually.
We've done a lot of it.
Quite successfully, but it's actually been one of the most difficult experiences of my life.
Exactly. I actually had an easier time on Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yeah, I was literally about to say, I've just recently got GTA 4. And I'm about 50% of the way through, and that's well, actually wait, I'm about 70% of the way through the story. On its own, not the whole game.
I see. I'm about 87% of the entire game, everything. 87% roughly.
And it's just, I had an easier time doing that than I had doing this. That
was weird.
I know. See, I've only had this game for about GTA. I mean, I've only had it for about 2 weeks. And I had Bugs Bunny for about 2 years. It just goes to show that it's not saying the games are easier. Well, it is, but what I mean is it's easier in a good way. It's not easier.
I'm looking at it from a kid's perspective. I don't know. Maybe I can't really compare GTA 4 to Bugs Bunny because GTA 4 is aimed at the market we're in. It's an 18 game. It's aimed for adults, but I find it weird that a game that's aimed for adults I can complete quicker and easier than a game aimed at children. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It shouldn't be like that. Well, yeah, I don't know. I suppose. Well, to be honest, when this game came out, Looney Tunes had been out for years, so it could have been aimed towards adults slightly, but it's not actually an adult game.
I just want to say something really quickly, just to get it off my chest. Really, really quickly, right?
You gay?
No. But like things like trophies, which is for Xbox guys, if they've been living under a rock and aren't quite familiar, that is our equivalent of achievements. And on the PlayStation Network, you can buy old school PS1 games. But what's really annoying is that those games don't come with trophies. Whereas if you've got a Sega game from like the Mega Drive, it does come with trophies. They've updated it to include trophies. And I think that's what they should do for the PS1 games, because I think then there's a lot of people, myself included, who nowadays enjoy playing video games for the trophies. So if they re-released PS1 games with trophies, it would give me more of a reason to buy the game and replay it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, if we had trophies now, it'd be like, congratulations, you actually managed to complete the first mission.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying do a George Lucas and you have to upgrade the graphics and completely re-release it. All I'm saying is just, if you're going to re-release the game on the PlayStation Network, just add trophies like Sega's done. I think that was a really smart idea by Sega. Myself.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Because the PlayStation Network went out not long ago, a couple of months ago, right? And Sony gave everyone a subscription, a 1 month subscription to PlayStation Plus, which came with it's like a premium service of the PlayStation Network. It's optional. It's completely optional, but
how much does it cost?
It costs. It depends whether you get like a monthly or yearly subscription. It can cost, I think, like up to £30 a year or something like that.
It's not too bad.
But you get like free games and you get discounts and things like that. I've not done it because obviously I don't have the money to do it. But as I was saying, yeah. So they gave everyone a month of free subscription, and with it you got some game rentals, and these game rentals would last for a month or so until your PlayStation membership ran out. And this is where I discovered that Sega had updated their game. The game I'm talking about is Streets of Rage 2, and they updated it with trophies, and I just thought that was a really good idea, because it gives people a reason to return to these games.
Yeah.
And for somebody like me who didn't grow up with a Mega Drive, I didn't even know about the game's existence until quite recently, but I gotta say, for a classic game, it was fantastic. I really enjoyed playing it. And I think the inclusion of trophies is what would make me go back to it, because I haven't got all the trophies, and I like collecting trophies. So, I mean, I completed the game in one day, it was that short, but it's got a load of trophies, which keeps up the replay value. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be like, in this, you'll get a trophy for kicking Moyle. That'd be a great trophy.
And then the best trophy would be in Lara Croft.
They would have to make a trophy for locking him in it.
There has to be a way to kill the butler. God knows I've tried.
You know, they've actually re-released some of the Tomb Raider games, the PS2 Tomb Raider games with trophies. Anyway, sorry, I'll stop talking about trophies. Trophies.
I can't remember what they're called on the PC. I think they're called.
It must be similar to achievements.
Or achievements, so one of the two.
Because I was going to say, because
it's the same thing. It's basically, they're all the same.
PC is by Microsoft, isn't it?
Mm. But they made all their own stuff. The Xbox. It's kind of like, well, they're all the same. They're the same achievements. It's the same what they're called trophies.
Yeah.
But it's just like all different things, really.
Well, yeah, it's like how we have trophies instead of achievements. They are the exact same thing.
Hmm.
Although actually, PS3 users get an extra. PS3 users get an extra trophy in Platinum, where you get that if you get every single trophy the game offers.
Well, there's something I was going to say about the PC GTA. I can't remember what it was. I found it out the other day, and I didn't know. I was going to ask you about it and whether there was an extra thing. I can't remember what it was though. I just didn't know whether it was exclusive or not. I can't remember what it was. It's like, oh, hang on, wait, I need to get this bit, don't I? Something that I kind of liked, it's similar to the whole achievements, you know, getting an old game and adding achievements.
Yeah.
It's like GTA. How instead of releasing a whole new game, they release just a new story. So you've still got the city you're familiar with, but they've, you know, it's a new story.
What do you mean, like what they did with Lost in the Damned and Ballad of Gay Tony? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
They didn't change everything.
Oh, fudge.
It was like, oh, I know this. Oh god.
Oh fudge. You're getting killed.
Hang on.
Game.
Hokey.
Game. Yes. No, don't fall again.
Oh,
fudge?
Flags.
What the fudge?
I have no idea, man.
Let's go with the flow. Apparently, flags are very important in this. I didn't even know. I think we need to go back, don't we?
Yeah, no, you can't unlock that drawbridge there, remember? And I can't remember what I was going to say though. I was going to say something.
Having games with new stories.
Yeah, no, it's like putting achievements in. It keeps you
What are you
playing. It means you get like what's worth your money. Because the thing is, I'm a huge fan of the GTA games. I think they're fantastic.
Yeah.
They're like some of the best out there. They're some of the best out there. And the thing is, I don't play a massive amount of games, like I said right at the beginning of this series. But GTA is one of the ones I always must play in the same with...
The thing is, the sheer scope of the Grand Theft Auto games is incredible.
Well, you mean the scale of everything?
Yeah, I mean, not just the map, but like what you have to do.
That's why I think sandbox games are probably my favourite. They're probably the best. That's my opinion, obviously. Well, I enjoy them the most.
Just going to Grand Theft Auto 4 again, it's like, not only do you have, of course, you've got the main story to go through, and then there's the side quests, like you've got to kill the pigeons, stunt jumps, you've got to do the races, but then there's things like there's things that you technically don't need to do in order to complete the story. There's the radio stations. The radio stations are hilarious. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 4, you can watch the in-game television.
Yeah, you can.
There's in-game television. No other game, as far as I'm aware, has in-game television. I mean, that's just amazing.
The old GTA San Andreas had, I think.
I never actually... I'm really sad to tell everyone I've never actually played San Andreas.
Yeah, so this is coming from a person who's raving about GTA